Medicare late penalties. They're harsh and they last forever. You heard me, forever, because most people assuming is always bad when you're dealing with Medicare, that they last for a couple years, maybe 1, 2, 3 years, something like that. They are shocked, they are horrified to find out that it lasts forever, for the rest of the time that you are enrolled in Medicare. Now, there are different penalties. There are late penalties for Part A. It's rare, hardly ever impacts anybody, but it exists. Part B, very common, impacts a lot of people. Part D, the drug benefit, also impacts a lot of people. I'm afraid we're going to have a lot more people fall into this bucket of late penalties with Medicare Part D. Say, Sylvia, what about Medicare Part C? No, there's no such thing as a late penalty. Medicare Part C is Medicare Advantage, PPOs, HMOs. That's voluntary. You don't have to be in one, and there's no late penalty for Part C. So your main threat here is Medicare Part B, which is everything outside of a hospital, and Medicare Part D, the drug program. So let's talk about two classes of people. One, regular retirees. Two, people that are on Medicare due to disability that are under age 65. So I'll come back to them. The regular people that are getting ready to retire at 65 every single day. Not a day goes by that I don't have comments either here in our videos or they email us directly, hello at the Medicare Family, Medicare questions. And they say, you know, when I turned 65 2 years ago, I continued to work and I'm on a small plan. There's about 15 to 17 employees regularly at our company. Great health insurance. It was free, $0 deductible, $5 to see a doctor. It was great. So I didn't enroll in Medicare. Is that going to be a problem? No, yes, that is going to be a problem. And it'll be a bigger problem the longer you wait. So if you are getting ready to turn 65, and I always say if you don't have a good reason. Now, I go into this in a lot more detail in my book, Medicare Mama's Guide to Medicare and Social Security Retirement. You can find it where you buy things online. Just type in Medicare Mama. And I'm going to give you the simplified version, not the 360-page book version, right? Because I'm a nice lady. Medicare Part B penalty is 10% for every year you should have signed up that you didn't. So if you turn 65 and you didn't have employer group health insurance with 20 or more employees employed at the company, they don't have to be on the health plan. They don't have to be full-time. The company has to average 20 employees over the last 12 months. So you're like, yeah, my company has 100 employees or 1,000 employees. So you do not have to enroll in Medicare, A or B, when you turn 65. That is simple. But I heard from my HR, your HR is probably going to give you wrong information. You do not need Medicare Part A or B if you continue to work past age 65 and you have employer group health insurance, either through your own employer or you're on your spouse's plan, as long as they are 20 employees. Okay, well, you're like, well, I thought I was supposed to at least take A. In most cases, I want you to enroll in Medicare Part A, but there's another whole minefield there if you continue to contribute to your health savings account, in which case you will lose the tax benefits and hit an IRS excise tax penalty. So for most people, go ahead and take A at 65. If you have a health savings account, and you don't want to contribute to it anymore, it'd be weird that you wouldn't, but you could take Part A. For everybody else with a health savings account, do not take Part A. Again, I have a whole chapter in my book on health savings accounts, so people don't step in that minefield. You're the regular retiree, you don't have a health savings account, you're turning 65, enroll in Medicare Part A. Why? You're probably thinking, oh, because it's going to help. It rarely will help you. Your employer group health insurance is going to pay your claims. That's what's going to happen. You could have an inpatient hospitalization that Medicare Part A could pay a little bit, but it generally doesn't help you. But the key thing is it's not going to hurt you at 65 unless you have a health savings account. So go ahead and enroll in Part A. I like people to enroll in Part A at 65. Doesn't cost you anything. For most people, it will be $0 because later when you do retire, and you need Part B, because you have to have A and B, and then to go into a Medicare supplement plan or a Medicare Advantage plan, it will speed up the process. And speeding up the process can be valuable to you because nobody expects to be terminated, right? That all these people that got laid off, whatever the name they call it now, rift, redundant, whatever, when they fire people unexpectedly, boom, they have to get Medicare for the first day of the next month. Medicare's not that fast. So if you already have A, you're already in the Medicare system. You already have a Medicare card. And the most important thing is you already have a Medicare identification number. So if you get terminated, or maybe you don't even get terminated, maybe something happens in your life that forces you to quit on a dime. You wanted to retire next year, but now you got to retire today. Having A will speed up the process. So let's say your employer has less than 20 employees. You're turning 65. It was the great insurance I was talking about. And you don't take Medicare Part B. You will get hit with a 10% penalty for every year past 65 when you were eligible for Part B that you did not enroll into Part B. So I'm thinking of a man right now who has contacted me recently that is 3 years past. He's 68. And he's getting ready to retire from the small company that had the amazing insurance that he felt so fortunate to have. And now I have to tell him, you have to pay a 10% penalty per year that you were late, per full 12 months that you were late, which is 30%. So right now, the average person pays about $200 a month for Medicare Part B. You'll pay 30% more. And it's even worse than that because Medicare Part B goes up every year. So your penalty will go up in tandem with Part B every year. I also had somebody recently that was 10 years late. Yeah, 10 years late. 75. They've been healthy. They're like, I never go to the doctor. I didn't take any prescription medications. You might know somebody like this. They're like, why would I want to pay for Medicare? I'm healthy. Well, then eventually most of us are not healthy. So he's 75 and now he got some stuff. So he said, hey, can you help us? I can help get you into Medicare. Our team will walk you through the process, show you your options, help you. We can do that. But I can't do anything about this penalty, which is 100%. So instead of paying $200 a month, you get to pay 100% more every month. And there's no way around it. There actually is kind of a way around it. If you fall on very hard times and you qualify for Medicaid welfare. If you qualify for Medicaid, that wipes out your late penalties. But I mean, you've also wiped out your sources of income and your assets to get on Medicaid. But nobody on Medicaid will pay late penalties. So you want to avoid these late penalties at all costs. I'm not even going to explain how they calculate the late penalty for Part A. It's irritating that they made the calculations different for late penalties for A, B, and D. Medicare Part D, if you don't take it because you don't take any drugs, you can always get it later, but you're going to pay that late penalty each and every month for the rest of your life. And most people eventually will need drugs. That's why we really want you, when you're first eligible for a drug plan, go ahead and get in one. I always tell people, I hope you don't use it. I hope you waste this money on your drug plan because that means you stayed healthy. So let's go back to the people that are on Medicare early meaning earlier than age 65. And that means they have qualified through Social Security disability, which is a long process. It takes the average person 2 years after they qualify for disability before they're eligible for Medicare. There are people that are fast-tracked, people with Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS, people with end-stage renal disease that are on dialysis. But even the people that have terminal cancer, most people on disability have to wait the 2 full years before they're eligible for Medicare. But that might happen and they're 50 years old. So they're far under age 65. And then at 50, they're like, my husband's insurance is really good. My husband, a landscaper, and you know landscapers, how many employees that work there on average of the last year, that varies, what varies. So they average about 17 or 18 employees. Now, this is where we get into the penalty area. So this person on disability that stays on that group plan would trigger a penalty later when she goes on Medicare, but she's not on Medicare now. So she rides this out for 15 years. Now she's 65. Now she wants to get on Medicare. And will she have to pay a penalty because she's 15 years late? No. So when you turn 65, just like when you qualify for Medicaid, they wipe your slate clean. So if you have incurred late Medicare penalties prior to age 65, clean slate at 65. There's a lot more to this topic, but I hate to make super long videos, but I will just throw in there that one of the minefields of this topic is people that are on COBRA. They want to stay on COBRA because they lost their job. And they know they can stay on COBRA 18 months, depends on your status, it could be longer. They're on 18 months, and so they don't go to Medicare right away. And then they have their different reasons. They've already met their deductible or whatever. Sometimes people just get bad advice. But COBRA will not protect you from a late penalty, like having an employer group health plan with 20 or more employees. You're like, yeah, but COBRA is just a continuation of my employer's group health plan. I just stayed on that plan for 18 months after they fired me. My employer has 1,000 employees. Don't try to make this make sense, people. COBRA, I don't care how big of a company you had. If you're on COBRA and you're 65 or older, that will not prevent a Medicare late penalty. And there's a lot more problems with that. Again, I wrote a whole 360-page book. A chapter is dedicated just to this COBRA problem. The best thing you can do is have some basic knowledge of how these rules work, and you're doing the right thing. You're watching videos. Hopefully you're making some notes. Book a free appointment with our team. We're licensed wherever you live, all 50 states. If you have questions about Medicare only, we can't answer questions about taxes and estate planning and other topics I talk about. But when you have questions about Medicare, our help is free. Just go to our website, themedicarefamily.com, book an appointment. We will walk you through, ideally help you avoid these minefields. But if you're like the 2 people that I referenced that had contacted us last month that already incurred the late penalty, the late penalties last forever. They are lifetime penalties. They're not going to go away. There's a misconception that at age 70, penalties will go away. I don't know where that came from. That is false. A lot of people also heard at age 70, you no longer have to pay income taxes. Also false. There's a lot of false information flowing out there, but you got me. You have us at the Medicare Family to keep you in line and hopefully to help you avoid these Medicare late penalties. Share this with your friends. The people you went to high school, they're the same age. They're making the same problems. If you have questions, ask me in the comments below, or you can also email our team, hello@the Medicare Family. We only answer the Medicare questions. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, which I know was painful, thank us the way you think on YouTube by giving us a follow. Thank you. If you like this video, you might really like this video. Check it out. And we'd appreciate if you subscribe to our channel so you never miss a great video. We put out one every week. Check in the description below this video for a link to our cheat sheet on Social Security and Medicare. And you can also give us a comment. If you have a specific question, always feel free to call us or email us at the Medicare Family.